Following the story of the ban of Nigerians and other countries from visiting United States of America by Donald Trump, the federal government says Nigerians are free to travel to the United States and they are not on any ban list. Geoffrey Onyema is the Foreign Affairs Minister, says no Nigerians with full valid entry visa has been denied entry to the United States, contrary to reports. Onyema, who stated this while fielding questions from newsmen over the issue, said Nigerians were free to travel to the United States of America as the country was not on the ban list. The minister said he was constantly in touch with the Nigerian ambassador to the United States and the United States ambassador to Nigeria, adding that there was no report on Nigerians being denied entry into the United States of America. I think this is as a result of the terrorist activities in the northern part of Nigeria, or maybe due to the issues of disobedience to court rulings and others and all of those things. That's what probably some Nigerians are also looking at and saying that Nigeria, at least that name Nigeria, it can be attributed to terrorism, even though it is in the northern part of Nigeria. And then a lot of Nigerians are not even, I mean, a lot of people living in that contraption called Nigeria are not happy with the term Nigeria, with the name Nigeria, and even the idea of Nigeria. So to them, they care less. They say Nigeria is a terrorist country ruled by Fulani, feudalist terrorists, and people that are sympathetic to terrorists and all of those things. But at the end of the day, when you look at it presently, people say, I am Biafran, I am not a Nigerian. I am this, I am not that, and all of that. But in a larger frame, when you look at it, when you look at the international body, aside people saying, oh, okay, you are Biafran, oh, you are this, oh, you are Niger Delta, you are this, and all of that, there is still that name Nigeria that still attaches itself to everybody that is from that contraption called Nigeria, even though the country has expired. So it is not important to some people to maintain that image and make sure that other countries do not see them as terrorists or countries that are or a people that are terrorists or stuff like that. But at the end of the day, people feel we don't care any longer. Like I said, let's tear it apart. I am Biafran, I am this, I am that. I don't no longer want to be part of the system. And of course, I relate with that. I relate with their pain. I relate with their thought about everything. I relate with it because it is reality. Anyway, the minister said he was constantly in touch with the United States, and it is not true. On the issue of Nigerians being turned back from the United States, this is not the case. I am in touch with the United States Embassy, and the ambassador said no, there was nothing of such nature. I can tell you to ignore any call or advice to reconsider traveling to the United States because there is no basis for that. Well, for me, I believe that all these corrupt politicians, all of them should be banned from traveling to any country, not just United States, Canada, United Kingdom, and the rest of those countries. They should be banned from going to any of these countries, and hopefully even some other African countries will ban them. That is just the best, and it is better everything gets hotter than what it is right now, so these groups of people can realize that it is no longer business as usual. People are tired. Apart from some some typical people living in that contraption called Nigeria, some typical Nigerians that are in support of tyranny, support of dictatorship, support of stupidity, support of mediocrity, support of oppression. Apart from some of groups of those people that will come along and say certain words, probably they have been given some crumbs that is falling from their master's table. Maybe some of those people, but it is not just Buhari. That's what I keep repeating every time whenever I'm talking about some sensitive issues and things like this that are kind of a concern to a lot of people. It is not just about Buhari. It started for a very long time. In fact, it started so long that a lot of people were not born at that time. That is when these issues became it started becoming very endemic, became terrible, till it became worse. All these things that we see, that we are seeing here right now, are the things that have been planted. They've been planted. They've been sown for a very long time. So it's not just about Buhari. It is not Buhari that made Nigeria what it is alone. There are other people that are involved in this. also. Some of them are dead. Some of them are still alive. Many of them are military dictators. Many of them are, politicians. They call themselves, and the rest of them. And some of them are still alive right now. Their children are abroad. Their children are there, and they know they know no other thing than that kind of life that their parents have taught them. And they think that it is going to be business as usual. They are going to come back and begin to continue to oppress. That is why we need to stand up. We need to stand up and speak very loud and clear and let them know our position, so that things like this will not become a story. Oh, United States is banning this and that. At least for now, the new nation that everyone is clamoring for has not been actualized yet. So it simply means that we all need to do the needful and make sure that this comes to pass. So he said that I can tell you to ignore any call or advice to reconsider traveling to the United States. We have absolutely no report whatsoever from the U.S. that people are being turned back from the U.S. or any of our consulate or any Nigerian that any of our people are being turned back. According to him, if government is speaking on any external relations, it will be heard from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or the presidency as any other sources, not from the government. He said Nigeria has had embassies in almost 114 countries across the world, and the ministry relied on their reports. The United States government has been reaching out to Nigeria. The U.S. president took all the trouble to call our president and to offer the hand of cooperation to see how he was doing. Now, as regards that, I know that politics is what many of these foreign countries play. Yes, Buhari is doing this, Buhari is doing that, Buhari did this and that. To them, as long as they can get their own bread and butter from that nation, they care less. And when they think that if there is war or if they try to destabilize that nation, they will get more, then they don't care. They will definitely do that. But the truth of the matter is that in general, Nigeria has expired. So it's like a contraption. It's more or less like a fraudulent country. When I say fraudulent, I'm not saying people there, everyone is a fraud. I'm just saying the country is a fraud, meaning it is expired. It's not something that is supposed to exist as it is. It's not supposed to exist at all. It was never good. It wasn't in the right, things were not done in the right way. Maybe some few people were benefiting here and there. So not to talk of when it has even expired itself. So, we just look at all of these things together and we are like, no, enough is enough. Let every of these things come to an end. And I'm happy that a lot of young people, youth, they are opening up their eyes and they are waking up, although we still have some that are still sleeping. So when you look at this, that is why such rumors such as this are on, just all over the place, that Nigeria has been banned. Nigerians have been banned, as if it is the totality of the people living, unfortunately, in that contraption called Nigeria, have all been banned from traveling to the United States of America, if they have families there or they have businesses or people just want to pursue greener pastures and all of that. So the United States president, they claim that he has taken all steps to speak to the President Buhari, and they're trying to say that they are in good terms, and to congratulate him on the effort he has been making and expressing the respect that he had for his leadership and his government. That is what Onyema said. According to him, the United States Secretary of State called to echo exactly the same thing, and our cooperation with them is exemplary. Nigeria is on no list, and Nigerians are on no list banned by the United States government, and it's always business as usual and very good business with the United States government. That is what Onyema is saying, correcting the rumor that Nigeria has been banned from traveling. Nigerians have been banned from traveling, but then I expect them to ban those criminals that are in power, corrupt leaders that are in power. He said anything you hear in respect of the United States is incorrect. So anyone that has valid document to go to the US or any other country should please proceed to do so. In the same vein, the minister said there was no life lost in the recent xenophobic attacks against Nigerians living in South Africa, as always reported in the media. I believe there are families over there that can testify much better. We do not trust this administration. We've never trusted any of the previous administration. No government in Nigeria can be trusted in this kind of talk. And this Buhari's administration, this is terrible. He said, I want to say that no Nigerian was killed in the last xenophobic attack in South Africa. Wherever the information is coming from, it is not true. We have the High Commissioner and we have the consular there, and the report of people being killed is not correct. Now, I'll tell you guys something. Something happened in Saudi Arabia in the Middle East, and some of the Nigerians that went there ran into the embassy for safety. The embassy chased them out. This is not the first time. Why? Many of these embassies are manned by Hausa Fulani. They care less. That's why this country needs to break apart. It needs to break apart. So when people say, oh, Nigeria is a terrorist country and all of that, it affects people that still have the passport. If you have Nigerian passport, if you are, as a lot of people have Nigerian passport, it is a problem. That is why somehow, as long as the name Nigeria still exists, and you are bearing that passport, you have the passport and you are still bearing that title, somehow, even though you say, no, I am not a Nigerian, you still have the passport, you still have the national ID card, you still have to find a way to improve on the image that these, terrible people are creating here and there. Don't forget that many of them have foreign citizenship. Their children have foreign citizenship. They have dual nationality. So they care less about the image per se. The only thing they do is to make money from that country, take money out of that country, and that's all. So he said the federal government was having discussion with the South African authority at the highest level to ensure that the issue did not repeat itself. Oyema said the discussion was also to ensure the protection of foreigners living in South Africa. United States President Donald Trump had on Monday signed a new executive order which bans immigration from 6 Muslim-majority countries, dropping Iraq from January's previous order and reinstated a temporary blanket ban on all refugees. The new travel ban came 6 weeks after Trump's original executive order caused chaos at airports nationwide before it was blocked by federal courts. It removed language in the original order that indefinitely banned Syrian refugees and called for prioritizing the admission of refugees who are religious minorities in their home countries. That provision drew criticism of a religious test for entry and would have prioritized Christians over Muslims fleeing war-torn countries in the Middle East. The new ban, which takes effect March 16, also explicitly exempts citizens of 6 banned countries who are legal United States permanent residents or have valid visas to enter the United States. So it exempts those people. This included those whose visas were revoked during the original implementation of the ban, and that is what the senior administration officials said. So that is just what it is. Nigeria should be a country where, the United States and the rest of the country should ban all these criminals that are in government. But they won't, maybe because they hide their loot in many of these countries. So that's what it is for now. If you're not a member of this channel, let us grow together by you tapping on the subscription button and the red notification icon bell below. It will alert you whenever videos are uploaded. Thanks for stopping by.